What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MG Marine Tech here, and today we are in the process of assembling a ice fishing shuttle. I know a lot of you guys use these ice shuttles for Livescope out on the ice, but they can be used just as well for your standard ice fishing 2D transducers. Today's video, we're just gonna kind of go over an overview of some of the things you're going to need to make one of these ice fishing shuttles, as well as some products along the way that can help tidy them up and make things not as cluttered. First things first, I want to give a huge shout out to my friends over at Hennessy Outdoor Electronics. Now, I have asked for some of these products, see if they had them in stock, and 3 days later, they were at my doorstep. You won't be seeing these guys out on the ice because they're located in Dayton, Tennessee. If you are in the area, you need a unit rigged or a boat rigged up, whatever it may be, these are the guys to talk to. Their showroom is beautiful, their workspace is amazing, and these guys know what they're talking about. They deal with everything, not just Garmin. So they deal with your Humminbird, Lowrance, Garmin's, etc. You name it. If it goes on a boat or outdoor electronics, they deal with it. Without further ado, let's dive in and build a ice fishing shuttle. Here is all the stuff you'll need to build a shuttle. Now, I've got a couple of duplicates in here and stuff's in packaging, so it's a little messy right now. But obviously, first off the bat is you'll need some sort of shuttle to house everything, carry everything out on the ice. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy like this. This is one that I produce, but this is what I'll call the prototype, because this is where I started off with. This is just made out of solid oak, a $30 piece or $20 piece of wood that I found at the store and cut up, and it works just as well. So it doesn't have to be anything as fancy as this. But then obviously you'll need your head unit and your bracket. The next most important thing, and my dog Sig is joining us today, the next most important thing you're going to need is a good high quality battery. Now, when you're out on the ice, I recommend a lithium battery. Now, this is a MillerTech lithium battery, and I can speak nothing but great things from these people. Super high quality lithium batteries, built-in gauges. And one of the nice things about these batteries that I really like compared to others on the market is they actually have screw-in connectors as opposed to the 1/4 inch blade terminals. This is going to be much more robust and not leave you with a broken, busted off terminal. So one of the reasons I really like these guys, as well as their prices, their service, top notch. This is a 12 amp hour battery, so with the Livescope, I'm going to be upgrading to a 20 amp hour battery to get me a little bit more time out on the ice. Now, next on is some of your cables. This is something that I think all ice shuttles should have, are these two special cables, and one being a power cable. Now, the special thing about this power cable is it's one cable that will power both your head unit and your Livescope. Now, if you don't have Livescope, then you can use your standard power cable and cut it down to do the same thing. Being I wanted to make this shuttle really nice, I went ahead and purchased this 2-in-1 power cable, and I will give you guys all these part numbers of the things that I use. Next is the Garmin network adapter cable for the black box. Now, the one that comes with the unit is a relatively large, long cable, and you don't want all that excess cable wrapped around. It just clutters things up. It's extra weight to carry on the ice. This one's only about 1.5 feet long, much shorter, and it'll be perfect for a shuttle. Obviously, you'll need all of your Livescope components, transducer, mount. The thing you don't see right now is a hole for the transducer, because I am in the process of building that at the moment. Now, for guys that are not using Livescope and want to just do a standard 2D ice fishing transducer, there are a couple of options out there. The one that I recommend is the GT10, and there's also the GT8. The GT10 is a little bit more narrow beam, so it gives you a little bit more accurate stuff, which is directly below the hole. One thing to keep in mind with these ice fishing transducers is most of them are 8-pin. So these will not plug directly into the cradle. So you will have to buy an adapter cable, which would be an 8-pin to 12-pin adapter, and that will get you up and running. So there, let's set these up. So we are on to the power cable for this ice fishing shuttle. Now, there are a couple of things that are special about this power cable compared to your standard power cable. First thing off the bat, you'll notice there's a lot more going on, so we'll walk through it here real quick. Firstly, you have your input from your battery. This is what would hook up to your battery, and it originally comes with blade style terminals, and like I mentioned before, we're running a MillerTech lithium battery that has screw terminals. so we have to switch those over to these screw terminals. Now I've already done that, and these are some of the products that I use right here. Again, you'll see me using these all the time, which are uninsulated terminals, and then double wall heat shrink that has adhesive lined in it, so it seals everything up nice and neat. So that has already been done. Now moving on, we will see an additional black and red wire to a port here. This is originally designed to plug in a charger, and I'm going to also have to change this plug because of the battery that I'm going to be using. This has a dedicated lithium charger, and I've already changed the ends on here. It originally came with like an alligator clamp style clips, but to make things easy, just plug in and unplug, I put a what's known as a weather pack connector on here. You can do any type of connector you want, but that's where that is going to go. Moving down the line again, you'll see another pair of black and red wires. These are a power tap for things such as glow cups or any other accessories that you would be using on your ice fishing shuttle, whatever it may be. This will get power directly from the battery. And then last but not least, we have two power cables. There is a short one and a long one. Now your short one is 2-pin, and this will go to your Garmin Livescope black box, and then your long one is 4-pin, and this will power your head unit, and that is the same for like all the Echomap series. So Echomap, like the 7-inch, 9-inch, and also the Ultras, the 10 and the 12-inch, it will plug right into there. So there we go. Those are the modifications that I will be making. Alright, so there we have it. This thing is all switched over and ready to be installed. Got my terminal switched over and my charger lead installed. Again, these are called weather pack connectors, and they have a seal on both the wire side and also on the connector side. So these things are very waterproof connectors, and they've been around for a long time, can be had at really any parts stores. So yeah, it's a very good connector, and it makes a quick disconnect for plugging your charger in. Very, very simple. Alright guys, there we go, fully assembled with all the parts that I described to you earlier. Pretty compact, clean little design. Gonna be nice and handy to carry out on the ice. Not too bad. These things do start to get pretty heavy with everything that's in them, especially when you get bigger batteries, etc. But yeah, there you go. Perfect little ice shuttle setup, just missing the transducer pole at the moment, and we will be working on that here shortly. Alright guys, that is a wrap on assembling a ice fishing shuttle, whether it be for Livescope or just your standard 2D ice fishing transducers. This kind of gives you guys an overview of all the things that you are going to have to acquire to build one of these shuttles and take these units that you use in your boat out onto the ice. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, because in the future we are going to be doing a lot more ice fishing dedicated videos. Kind of show you guys how you can take some of the information that you've gathered throughout the summer, spring, on bodies of water that you fish all the time, take that information you've learned and transfer it out onto the ice, making you a little bit more productive on the ice. But yeah, stay tuned for more tips and tricks on MG Marine Tech.